Uh, in the first half, we were a very, very lucky team. A first half that should be game over. 5-2, 6-2, easily. And in the second half, until we score, I was feeling that we were a very unlucky team, because in the second half we should score 3, 4, 5 goals, and we didn't. So I think it's what we traditionally call a game of two halves, where in the first half Bourmouth was the best team by far, and in the second half United was the best team by far.
Has that become a bit of a theme? Can you put your finger on why it's happening? Why you seem to be starting slowly and then picking up in the second half?
I'd like to answer. That is hard for me to answer. I think when we make a defensive mistake, I think instead of forget and keep playing, I think is like something that triggers instability. And in that situation, that hand, after a couple of minutes with Fraser facing David, and with a possible 1-0 after a couple of minutes, I think that triggered instability in the team. The team, it looked like we don't work tactically during the week, which obviously is the worst feeling for me, because we work so much that I expect my team to be really good, and I feel really frustrated with that. The good thing is that the team has this face of a fantastic character, and the face of and the heart that any result, the game is not over, and we go until the end. And in the second half, I could understand some frustration because you produce and you don't score, and we miss lots of chances, incredible chances, I would say, some of them. But then we managed to score in extra time and to get the points we lost against Chelsea.
Okay, sorry, Rob.
Defensively, you started so well last season with lots of clean sheets. Can you put your finger on why that isn't happening at the moment?
I can. Because the approach was much more defensive. And with a much more defensive approach, you can hide better your weaknesses. So when the team is really defensive and you have a more defensive minded and you base the work on that, then the team doesn't develop enough in other areas, but the team managed to get some results based on that. I'm trying to find a balance where we develop the team in the second, in the third phase of attack, and we develop the players, the talented players that we have, without losing the balance. When we are in control, we have no problems. When the opponent is in control, I think the team has problems. But it's fantastic to have this feeling of doesn't matter the result. We know that the game is not over. Doesn't matter how many minutes to the end of the game. We have the feeling of anything can happen, and even missing chances like we did in the second half, chance after chance after chance, they keep going until the end, and that I think is a fantastic quality for a team.
Yeah.
Chelsea had Drogba and Costa; they were always on the team sheet. At United, you're looking for that number 9. You can have Lukaku 1 week. Sanchez today played very well.
No, Lukaku played every game.
Yeah, right.
Lukaku played every game. He was on the bench just to rest one or another match. The way I like to play, is with 3 attacking players, where there is not a clear definition of the winger as a winger, and I like that the winger is somebody with a striker or formation or with a striker appetite. And I always had that in my team, with the winger scoring a lot of goals, sometimes even more goals than the striker. So it's not impossible at all to have in the same team at the same time Rashford, Lukaku, Alexis, for example. But today Romelu was not available, and we thought that Alexis could do what he did. He had a good assist. He had some ability. He created them some problems. But then in the second half, I knew that by having the two brothers on the bench, Rashford and Lingard, I knew that the brothers could come in and also make an impact. But I think the impact was under Herrera. Yeah, I think was the impact in the team. Was the one that changed the game by giving the team the balance, the intensity, the high pressure, the organization that the team didn't have until then. I think he was fundamental for us.
With Herrera, he's played quite a defensive role under you. Do you still see him as a more defensive-minded player because he played very well in attacking way today, or does it depend on the circumstances?
No, I think he's a player of balance. He's not an incredible creator. He's not an incredible goal scorer. He has a little bit of everything, but I think he's a player of balance. He's a player of knowledge. His tactical knowledge is big. He understands what I want. He understands what the team needs. And today, in theory, you say, come on, 1-1, you bring Herrera. I brought Herrera, but then Ashley Cole started attacking more. Luke Shaw started attacking more. Paul got much more freedom. The team recovered balls higher. And then we become more offensive in the period after under. So I think it was really good for us.
Last question.
You went up to Eddie at the end of the game to say something. Can you reveal what you said?
I don't remember what I... No, I told him. Should be 5-1 half time. So at least he knows that I recognize that they were by far the best team in the first half.